Hello everyone, welcome to the Lalantia show. Today I'm coming on to talk about elemental dragons. So I figured it was time to kind of return to dragons and bring forward a new video about dragons because dragons are kind of my specialty. I have a soft spot for dragons. They're one of the energies, or I mean, they're more than one energy, but they're energies that I feel a very, very strong, deep connection with. So it only made sense to do another video on dragons. So this is elemental dragons. This is kind of an overview of elemental dragons. I'm not going to go into too much detail about each of the dragons, but it kind of gives you an idea and just helps you begin to connect with that energy a little bit, especially if you are new to dragons or haven't begun working with dragons yet. So first of all, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lalantia. Sometimes I trip over my own name. I'm a psychic realm channeler and energy healer. I specialize in working with the magical realms, work with dragons, unicorns, mermaids, fairies, all of the different magical guides that are here to help us as we connect to the magic of our own true selves, our most authentic selves, and our wisdom and our ancient knowing that is within us from our many, many, many lifetimes, some of which were on other planets and in other realms and as other types of beings. So I am all about helping you to connect to that magic and to stand in your authentic truth and gifts and abilities so that you can show up to live your purpose in this world today, because we have come here to manifest the new earth, to create the new earth, and to begin to be the ones that live in that energy. So I talk about, I teach about, I heal with all of that with the magical beings so that we can remember that they were a part of our society, a part of our life in the past. And it's time for us to begin to accept them back into our lives now, because they have so much wisdom and so much incredible energy to bring forward and to help us with as well. So in talking about the elemental dragons, they're here to do things for the earth, right? But they can also help us in particular ways. But because I want this video to be fairly short and not go into too much detail, I want to do separate videos for each of the elemental dragons, then I'm going to be brief in how they help us as well, because they can help us in many different ways, each of them. But just to give you kind of a brief overview. So I'm going with the basic elements of earth, water, fire, and air. But there are also ice dragons and metal dragons and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go into them in this video. I'm just going with the basic elements, okay? Just to be clear, those are other videos in the future. So let me pull up my notes here because I don't want to miss anything. So remember that their purpose is here to help the earth and to help her in her in cleansing and in, you know, being able to function fully, right, as her own being, because the earth is a being on its own. So, but they also can help us in our alignment, coming into alignment with who we really truly are, remembering our mission, remembering who we are. They help us to heal, to release, to expand, to they teach us things or help us to remember things that we've already learned in past lives. So they're not some of them are not necessarily going to be eager to help us, but many of them are, and they know that they are here to help us because they want the earth to, like, they have that vision for the earth that requires us to be a part of that. Okay, so that's one reason why they would help us, the same as I explained when we work with fairies. But many of them have a strong connection to us. So if you've probably worked with dragons in past lives, then the excuse me, these elemental dragons may be connections that you have had in past lives. Okay, now the other thing I want to point out is a dragon doesn't have to be one element. So a dragon doesn't necessarily have to be only an earth dragon. It does not necessarily have to be only a fire dragon. Some dragons work with multiple elements, okay? So don't feel like you need to put them in boxes. Now, not all dragons are elemental dragons. Not all are even, any of these dragons I'm going to be talking about today, because I've talked about them in other videos, dragons from Andromeda, Atlantean dragons. There's dragons from all of the different systems, from all different realities, realms, dimensions. There's many, many, many different types of dragons. So this is by no means covering everything that dragons can do, okay? If we were to incorporate all dragons and all dimensions and all realities, all realms, whatever, then it would include, they can pretty much do anything and everything. They they do such a wide variety of things that's why there's so many videos and there's so many things to teach about them. Okay, so going back to elemental dragons, let's go through them. I'm just making sure, I'm glancing over my notes, so sorry. Okay, I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So the earth dragons, let's start with earth dragons. So the earth dragons, one of the things that they do is they help to clean and clear the earth's energies, especially the ley lines on the earth, because those ley lines are communications points, or it's like a train tracks within the earth to carry information. So the earth dragons clear those ley lines to keep that energy clear so that the information can flow easily. Now, they also can just clean the earth as far as, let's say that there's a land where there was a landfill, and that landfill, they stopped using it as a landfill, and it's just gross, icky energy, gross, icky garbage there. So the earth dragons can come in and help, probably incorporating them with fire dragons as well, to help to clean that energy up. And they can't do it all on their own. That's why, working with humans as well is necessary, because humans can do the part of, maybe removing some of the toxic things from the landfill that will never decompose, that may need to be, something else needs to be done with them. This is not something that I know anything about, honestly, about the landfills, but they would be the ones that would come in and help clear the energy of that spot. Okay, so when I moved into the apartments that I live in at this time, this land had been cleared. It was had kind of an icky energy. So I invited in the earth dragons along with different fairies to help to clean the land itself, to clean up the energy of the land. So they help with the earth in that way. They also have a strong connection with crystals and anything to do with the earth, the element of earth. Now they can help us in clearing things out of ourselves, because we have, like the earth has ley lines, we have meridians, and we have points within our body that can help to clear that energy within us. They can also help us to ground and to be more present, and anything to do with like the root chakra, that type of energy. Okay. And they can help us to clear the path in front of us. This is something that they pointed out when I was taking notes, is that they can help to clear that path, like they clear the path of the ley lines, they can clear the path in front of us to get to where we want to be. So they can help show us, well, what is keeping us from getting from point A to point B, where we want to be, or from point A to D, and all of the in-between points. Okay. The next one is the air dragons that I have on my list. And so the air dragons, their main thing for the earth, or for being around the earth, because I guess they're in the air and not on the earth, is that they clear the air. So just like air elementals, they would clean the air. They are an air elemental, but there are other air elementals. They would clean the air of pollution and that kind of thing. So we would want to invite them in and ask them if there was a lot of pollution in an area, if you live in a city or something, ask the air dragons to come in and help clean that air and that pollution away. They can help us in clearing our mind, clearing our thoughts, finding more clarity, that kind of thing. That's just one. Like I said, there's a lot more things, and keeping this simple here, just to give you a basic idea. Now, the water dragons are more feminine energy, in that sense of that going with the flow and all of that, but they clean the water. So just like the other water elementals, they clean the water of pollution, and they clean the energy of the water if there's things that have happened there that are traumatic, that kind of thing. And they help us a lot with our emotions and going into the depths of our emotions and exploring our emotions more. They have a very generally they have a very like peaceful, flowing, feminine energy, even if that's a masculine dragon that comes forward or a male dragon that comes forward, because they can be male or female, or they can be neither. We get very caught up in feminine and masculine energies, and usually I describe them as feminine or masculine, but doesn't mean that they're male or female. Okay. The next one is fire. So the last one that we're going to talk about is fire. So fire burns away the old. So when we have fires on the earth, then it may be the fire dragons that are coming in and helping to clear the energy from that place. So they can also help in, if we want the fires to slow, and we don't know if that's for the highest and best good of the earth itself. So we always want to hold that intention and not just stop the fires, but they can help to contain that fire, or help for the fire to do what it needs to do the cleansing that is needed in that place. Okay, so that's one thing that they help the earth with. Now they help us with burning away the old for ourselves. So if I do a healing with the fire dragons, and they're transmuting energy through fire. So if I'm holding a lot of fear or any low vibrational energy within me that's really kind of taking over, then they can come in and begin to burn that away, transmuting that energy. So that fire energy feels very cleansing. It's very like it just burns away that old energy so that we can emerge fresh and new. So that is just the basics of the elemental dragons and how they help us. Now, if a dragon is an earth and water dragon, then that means that they would do a combination of these things and more. Okay, so like I said, there's so much more. So I wanted to give the basic overview of elemental dragons and some of the things that they do, but I will at some point go through and I will do them individually, so I can go deeper into ways that the earth dragons are here to help us, ways that the air dragons are here to help us, where the water dragons and the fire dragons are here to help us, and more of what they do or how we can help them as well in regards to the earth, cleaning up the earth and creating, manifesting the new earth. Okay. So that is everything for today's video. I'm really glad that you were here with me today. Let me know your thoughts, your experiences. If you have experiences with dragons and you want to share them, post them in the comments below. I would love to hear. I usually leave the comments open on my videos unless they get really, really crazy and there's a lot of obnoxious, rude people. And then I will just turn them off because I'm not really up to dealing with drama in regards to that, but I do love to hear your thoughts. So please post them below. And if the comments get turned off, it just means that I had to do that to keep things chill around here and not full of drama. But yeah, that's everything. The things that I want to say at the end of the videos, I always have to think about it again. Okay, so there are a couple of different things I want to invite you to. One is I want to invite you to my Facebook community. Facebook group. It's called Sorceress Circle. I run the group with my friend Natalie. We go live in there 3 times a week. So we do videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. On Wednesdays, we do channeling for people in the group. So we channel for as many people as we can, bringing through the messages that are coming forward for them. On Fridays, we do a topic. We have a conversation about a topic. Natalie and I also have a YouTube channel, so I post that link below that has pick a card readings and other things. Our conversations are also posted on our YouTube channel. Our conversations are usually like a teaching, but it's a conversation that we have about our experiences regarding a topic. So yeah, and then we answer people's questions in that in the group. So that gets posted on our YouTube channel as well. And then I would love to invite you to join me on my Instagram account, Lalantia Makana, or on Facebook, the same. And yeah, I'll post all the links below so that you can check out my stuff, my website, whatever you want to look at. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.